us for our last session of Parenting During a Pandemic. As a reminder, this presentation is recorded, and the slide deck, as well as the links to the resources will be discussed, that we are going to discuss, will be emailed out, and it'll also be available on our counseling website. We have 3 presenters today. We have Mrs. Castanon, myself, Mrs. Cabal, and Mrs. Gonzalez. In our eSTEM administration team, we have our Dean, Mrs. Howell, and our STEM Director, Dr. Law. And then in our eSTEM counseling team, we have myself, Mrs. Cabal, and I serve students whose last names begin with A through LI. And we have Mrs. Castanon, who serves students with her last names beginning with LL to Z. And then we also have our intervention counselor, Mrs. Gonzalez, and she serves students from A through Z. And our goal today is to continue to give you tips and tools to support your students as we build our virtual village. And this is our last session. We have made it. We have made it through the semester. We have a couple weeks left, and we are here to provide you with tips and also to celebrate. And then Mrs. Castanon, take it away.
All right, so yes, we are super close to finishing up the semester. We have just a few more school days left, and 3 of those days are actually going to be finals days. So that would be December 15th, December 16th, and December 17th. So your students will be following the same schedule, and we encourage them to participate in all the Zooms, as the teachers moving forward will probably be or may be preparing for their final exam. And naturally, your student may be stressed during this week, during their finals week, because they are facing a big end of the semester test that may affect their overall final grade in the class. So we want to encourage you to tell your student not to be afraid to ask for help if they are struggling. An essential part of self-care for high school students is knowing when to ask for help. Whether it's from the parents, from the teachers, from counselors, just anybody that they can reach out to or use as a resource to ask for help. So in this next slide, you will find that we have a few linked tools for you that may also help your student through the rest of the weeks left of school this semester. You will find that we encourage them to create a self-care plan. Sit down and make a plan with your student on how they will engage in self-care during this stressful week. Have them verbalize their self-care plan. What types of activities will they engage in? Create a schedule based on the finals week. Include study time, break time, what time they're going to sleep, what time they're going to have dinner, snacks, and so on. We want them to continue being healthy and having those healthy habits. So if it's written out, it may be a great way for them to stick to that self-care plan. If you need some tips or some tools to help your student with this, we have plenty of those in our previous Parenting During a Pandemic sessions that again can be found in our YouTube channel. The next one that you're able to click on and get an actual document to help you is the Why I Am Grateful. So as we go through stressful times in our lives, we often feel overwhelmed and anxious about things we want to achieve. So this may be the perfect time to practice gratitude with your student, to let them see all the things that they are grateful for and all the great things that are happening in their lives. And the last thing on here, you'll see we have a daily wellness tracker. This may be a bit, may seem a little silly to your student, as it may be something new that they're going to be doing. However, it is a great habit to model, a great habit to help your students feel more at ease during stressful times and situations. They can use it in their daily routine to include activities that help them to have those healthy mind and body activities and be able to accomplish whatever task that they put for themselves for that day. So the next slide, once we've gotten through the finals week, we want to encourage your students to, of course, practice some self-compassion. We know our students are very hard on themselves, and sometimes we're hard on ourselves as well. We want them to know that we are still going through a world pandemic, and that we're all functioning as best we can. And whether it may be taking us a few more minutes more, an hour more, or some extra time to accomplish a task that in the past was something quick, now we are maybe taking a bit more time, and that's okay. Again, we're in a world pandemic, so just remember that we want them to practice some self-compassion. Maybe their grade wasn't as great, but they still passed the course, so it's okay. Remember that being self-compassionate means that we recognize when we are feeling overwhelmed, and being kind to ourselves is part of that as well, especially during these times. So in doing so, and being able to be self-compassionate, we may be able to reduce some stress and anxiety. And a little bit more about self-compassion can be found in the video below that's linked for you. So we encourage you to watch it with your family just to get a bit more of information related to that. So I will hand it over to Mrs. Gonzalez.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back, or if this is your first time, welcome. So we want to celebrate successes this semester that you and your student have had. So before the holidays start, make sure that you are celebrating whatever successes that you saw your student do. So maybe they made a schedule and stuck to it, or they passed their classes, or they practiced self-care. Make sure you're giving them kudos for that. Maybe they asked for help when they needed it. Maybe they went to office hours when their teachers offered it and got that added help. Celebrate that. Maybe they spend time with you as a family. Sometimes teens want to be in their rooms and we can't always like get them out, but that's okay. Maybe they did. Maybe they came out and you were able to spend time with them. Tell them thank you, that you enjoy that. Make sure they know that. Maybe they helped with household chores. We have a lot of parents right now that are not working from home. They're actually they're out going to work, and maybe you're one of those essential workers that's out there, and you came home to a clean house, or you came home to no dishes in the sink. Celebrate that. Maybe they help their younger brothers and sisters with school. A lot of our, we're hearing from a lot of our students that they are helping during the day with their siblings. Hey, that's a big thing. They're doing school and they're helping with and they're being teachers. So make sure that you celebrate that. And then maybe they just showed resiliency. I think that we all did. If they made it through this semester, they showed resiliency. Just tell them you're proud of them, that they never gave up and they kept going, and they did what they needed to, even in a world pandemic. And with that said, I know we keep harping on this, but it's important. We are in a world pandemic, and your child is doing something that none of us have done. They are going to school online full time during a pandemic, and so celebrate that they made it. You know, do all those great things as a family and celebrate that they made it. And our next slide is going to be about that, family care. This is another thing I know that we've gone over a lot, but this is so important. Connection is so important right now. So please remember, family care is the practice of being intentional about spending quality time together. So this includes such things as family game night, Saturday dinners, or daily dinners. If you can manage that, that's even better. Family walks, anything you can do together as a family to build connection. Get outdoors. There's a lot of places that you can go and still physically distance from others and be safe, but still enjoy time as a family. It's going to be the most important thing right now over this break, is just making sure that you are connecting. And now I'm going to have Miss Cabal is going to end our session.
Whether you've joined us for one session or you've joined us for all 7, thank you for being on this journey with us. We're all in this together. As school staff, as parents, as students, we're all in this together through the pandemic and through supporting your students. We're here for you. And we just want to celebrate that. It's a huge celebration that we've made it this far into the semester. And we want to be sure that you are practicing self-care over the next few weeks. And just as a reminder, we have our resources for our students so that they can access these resources, whether they need some ways to have self-care through our virtual comm room, whether they need help with college information or ways to talk to their teachers. We have our game board here, which is there for our students. And just as a reminder, we want you to stay connected with us through joining our Remind, and we have our contact information here. And we are going to continue parenting during the pandemic next semester as well. So we hope that we will join you, or you will join us. We'll have brand new sessions, and the first one will be in January. So please join us then, and we'll see you then.